Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Don't ghost your credit card payments. Paying your bill on time every month can help you raise your credit score. Establish credit with the Chase Freedom Rise credit card. Learn more at chase.com/rise.
Finding the things you need family need to pay off is kind of a big deal. Finding ways to save on those things is a
Is that what it is, Panther? Objectification of women? You're that smart? Hey, Panther, why don't you piss off? How about that? Panther can piss off. Panther can suck a dick until he's blue in the face. Panther is frightened by his own erections. Panther has got no skills. Panther touches himself at night and then cries. Thank you, I love Reese. Panther cries at night in his mommy's basement. Panther thinks I give a fucking shit. Thinks I give a shit. Panther's mad. Panther's an unsexy, saggy ass, nappy pussy, brittle bone, Tumblr triggered, Funko Pop feminist, Bob Ross paint by numbers, clearance rack shopping, CVS reading glasses wearing, coupon clipping, expired condiment owning, oatmeal raisin cookie eating, gas station sandwich buying, crusty sock collecting, Toonami watching, hentai porn moderating, Velcro enthusiast, sad sweater wearing little bitch. Panther's mad. It's okay, Panther. You don't have to get all upset. We all understand. You got nothing better to do with your existence, so it's okay. It's gonna go into the comic book that I'm making. It's gonna be a fake ad for a book that doesn't exist, for a comic book. So it's just kind of a gag thing. But seriously, I love Reese, if that's your name. Thank you for that donation. That was really Very kind of you. I do appreciate that.
I think this will really help your routine.
The comic itself is this whole other book just based on 1990s comic book excess. So I don't know how old you are. I'm guessing you're probably a lot younger than me, but I was a teenager in the 90s. And comic books of that era were over the top, ridiculous, exciting, fun, and stupid all at the same time. And my thing is it's kind of a parody of all that, while at the same time trying to do a better version of it. And I'm putting advertisements in it the way a comic book would have advertisements for upcoming books from other people. Some of them are going to be real books that are from real people, and some of them, like this thing, there's a fake ad for a book that won't exist, but it's just kind of for fun, just for shits and giggles. Some of the characters in it. Excuse me. Here's some. This is not the comic. But this is one of the villains in the book right there. And some of the heroes down there. That's just a drawing I did the other day of a friend of mine. Yeah, these are all mine. This is the cover before it gets inked. This is going to be the back cover. It's not done yet. That's for a different comic thing. These are a group of villains in the book. So anyway, that's some stuff I've been working on. Oh, yeah. This is something I did just the other day. No, I'm gonna make it. I mean, I'm gonna do a crowdfunder for it, and pimp it through my channel here and try to get copies of it, because it's all drawn. I'm just waiting on the inker to finish up the black and white part, and then I'm gonna put it together and have a comic. It's very adult. It's not for kids, so as you can tell by some of the stuff that I do. Well, when the time comes, if you're following my channel, and by no means don't feel obligated to, but I'll be announcing it on my channel when it's ready. It's going to be probably not until after the beginning of the year. So it's going to be a minute, but I think Dingle Doofus took off, which is nice. Getting a coherent thought out of Panther was trying to kind of like the same as trying to get stink out of a hunk of shit. Alright, now that I've done the rough underdrawing, I'm going to do Lightbox pencils to make a clean drawing. So I have to put a nice fresh piece of Bristol board over it, tape it together. Got to get out my light box. Mr. Delafonte. Yeah, that's how I do these things. I do the rough sketch to work out all the details and proportions and let it be a sketchy, ugly drawing, and then I get a fresh piece of paper on top of it. So then do this. With the light box, and then I get regular pencil just sitting here somewhere. And make sure it's sharpened first. This is how you come up with a nice clean pencil drawing without all the smudging everywhere, if that's something that you're trying to make happen, which I do when I have a drawing that I want to look as good as I can make it. So now and some people don't get it because it feels like it's drawing it twice, which I guess you could say, but I'm just doing the same amount of pencil mileage. I'm just eliminating a step of erasing a bunch of scuzzy lines and just going straight to the clean final line version of it. So it does end up with two drawings, the rough one and then the finished one, but it's not actually more drawing, and some people don't seem to understand that. But ultimately, all that matters is, does the end result come up with what you want it to look like? And the The face is always the hardest part. And if I feel like I at least nail the face, I'm kind of okay moving on with everything else. Because honestly, especially with the female figure, it's all just flowing curves and soft lines. It's kind of easier to make that look okay. But if you draw her with a busted ass face, then suddenly the drawing loses its appeal. Because they're comic books, and all the heroes and most of the villains always are impossibly physically perfect. It's part of the fun. Not that they have to be that way, but that's definitely what I'm doing. Roland, what's up? Some people like Dan Jurgens are still crazy about redrawing art multiple times when light boxing the final pencils. Yeah. You can lose some of the rawness and the energy of the rough pencils really easy. So there is a struggle with trying to keep that, maintain that. So I do try to keep a loose hand when I do this part of it. Jurgens is old school with how he'll light box rough pencils over enlarged thumbnails. I get that. Doing small thumbnails helps you keep a certain eye on perspective and composition easier when it's smaller. And I've always thought that I should probably try to do things like that. Work out the kind of the compositional stuff more thoroughly in a thumbnail stage for a completed like comic page, because I heard a lot of artists, you can just see things easier when it's smaller, and if you get it right at the thumbnail stage, then when you blow it up, you're not missing those steps. Hell, for all his failings, Liefeld does it that way. He just kind of does it the wrong way.
We work together, we get the job done way quicker. You can do the task at hand safely, and we do it.
sharp talons on her fingers. Gotta have those. Yeah, I hear you, Roland. It sounds tedious with all the extra steps he does. Like I was saying, I mean, everyone's process is kind of their own, and I guess all that matters is the end result. If it comes out looking, satisfactory to you and hopefully your fan base, especially with someone like old school as him, as long as he likes it and the fans are digging it, then I guess that's all that matters. But Roland, in a way, and this is kind of just an opinion, but like, I feel like Photoshop, like, yeah, you just kind of do everything in multiple layers, but you have so many options. I know some artists that they get stuck with all the different things that technology can let you do. Whereas if you're doing it on a canvas or paper or something like that, you kind of have to commit to your idea and just go with it, and whatever you do is what you got. And sometimes I wonder if it helps speed up the process by doing it on physical, like Chuck Gibson, my inker, he said that he started doing digital because he thought that it would make him faster, and he says it did not make him faster. He was not any quicker than he was before, but it gave him a lot more options, but it did not make him faster. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
This holiday season, turn your what ifs into why nots.
I'm gonna figure out her feet later. Too specific on the wing details at this stage. Just gonna rough in where they go. Guess it just depends on the artist. I don't do digital for many reasons, but one of them is I just like having physical art, and I don't want to stop everything to start learning a computer program, because I've tried drawing digitally and I do not like it. I feel so disconnected. And again, I know it's just a matter of just practicing. Just practice and I'll get it, but I'm just fine doing it the way that I do. All right, so that's all the light boxing I need to do. So let's pull the light box out of the way. Who's that wrench having sucker right there? I got your book, my dude. I think 2 days ago, it was either yesterday or the day before. It's going to be on the channel very quickly. Forrest McLeod, what's up? All right, let's lose the tape. This tape. There we go. But yeah, Daniel, I got it. I definitely got it. It's awesome, man. It is fantastic. Yeah, Daniel, I wasn't super thrilled. I kind of liked the original one that I did, but I didn't love it, but I was kind of okay with it. But then I saw some reference that was a little bit more close to the pose that I wanted, so I just figured I'd give it another shot, see if I could come up with a version of it that I liked better than the other one. But yeah, that's the, you do remember. Mark, what's up, my dude? Yeah, I made Dan, he needed to share a link the other day on the live stream, and so I just threw him the old blue wrench so he could share the link in the chat for his comic that he made, which I assume you've seen, Mark. Roland, don't people use blue masking tape? I don't. I just got generic tape, because the generic little cheap ass tape that I use, this stuff here, it doesn't stick to the Bristol board. It sticks to the thinner, like, copy paper. But that stuff I don't care about. It's the Bristol board that I care about, and I'm not worried about that. So this works out just fine for me.
Taxis is really permanent. Now Taxis is an open door to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts. They do your taxes, so you can walk out with confidence. Now this is Taxis. Welcome to Stock Talk. What's Stock Talk?
Stockwell's got beautiful designs and colors that you plus.
It's a flip book, Mark. There's like the main story on the one side, and then the back is kind of like a silent alternate story. But not to speak for him, but just it's probably easier for me just to throw it out there. I've got it right here. Well, I mean, right here meaning it's in the other room. I could go get it if anyone wanted to kind of see what the kind of thing looked like. But it's pretty dang awesome, especially from somebody who's so damn young. And yes, I'm going to emphasize that fact every time it comes up because, god damn. Mark, no spoilers then. But yeah, he's been posting up the artwork in pieces on the Discord, and I don't know how much of a, you know, I kept nagging him like, you gotta put this together into a book, my dude. I want to see this thing, and so I was definitely, you know, a voice in his ear saying, hey, do this, do this.
Therapy mask. This innovative mask uses advanced light therapy for remarkable results. Experience benefits like wrinkle reduction and healthy skin in just 10 to 15 minutes daily. With a simple one-touch control.
You know, I kind of like the idea of a flip book. You know, Mr. Liefeld did Youngblood #1 as a flip book, and I didn't hate the idea. As per usual with everything he makes, the execution of the idea didn't hold up. Because there's no characterization in either one of those stories. And so when there's so few pages, and then you get a guy who only wants to draw splash pages and big fights, you know, didn't quite work out. But the idea of the flip book, I don't hate the idea. Yeah, I liked it, Dan. I liked it a lot. Yeah, Marvel Comics Presents. They did a good version of it. They worked that out. Kind of a neat place to give up and coming talent the opportunity to draw a story. I'm pretty sure I've already reviewed some of it, but I'm pretty sure Joe Madureira's first work was in a Marvel Comics Presents. I'm fairly certain that was his first work. You know, a short 8-page story or something like that. And then they go and hand him I think his next thing was the Deadpool thing. And then in short order, they're like, hey, we're going to put you on X-Men. I think he was maybe 16. I was watching an interview. He did an interview just recently. I was just watching it. I can't remember who the hell it was with. But they were kind of talking about that and how young him and kind of what his experiences were like being an intern at Marvel and getting to, like, they'd hand him pages of art and say, go photocopy these. And so he's just getting all these beautiful pages of art passing through his hands. He's like, holy crap, look at this stuff. And then, yeah, when they offered him X-Men at, like, 19 or something like that, it's kind of, I don't know if a 19-year-old in that era could have really understood the weight of what he was given. But his popularity surged. He's talking about drawing more Battle Chasers stuff. He was saying he's kind of slow at it, but he was talking at length about how he kind of feels like he's got all these stories he wants to tell, but he's so busy with other stuff that he did say one thing I liked, that he feels like he should be the one drawing it. Yeah, I don't remember how long he was on the X-Men. Was it only a year and a half? I was never really a big fan. Like, I kind of liked it, and I appreciate it a little bit more after the fact now. But at the time, I wasn't into it. But once he did Battle Chasers, that was my jam. I was like, all right, now I'm into this. You got me.
And that rail. And if you can hang the rail, then the rest just falls into place. It made the conversation where I could talk on my own.
I'm not sure what to do with her lower part, because I'm just kind of redrawing this one. I didn't love this one. Oh, hiccup, jeez. I gotta fix her job. I mean, they did 4 issues. I've got them on the channel, and it was all fine. And it did say definitively in the back of the last issue that more books are coming. But like I said, I just watched this interview with him, and this interview was like within the last month or two. And he was saying he's got all these stories he wants to tell, but he thinks that he should draw them. As much as the artist who they had did a really good job, he's like, I should be drawing this. So he's like trying to find time to get in there and, you know, do the thing. But yeah, those new books were okay. It's just, we're there for Joe Mad, and when that other guy, I can't remember his name, he's good, but nope, it's just not the same. It's like having somebody else draw Danger Girl. I'm like, yeah, you can have all these amazing artists that you want, but if it's not J. Scott Campbell, I don't care. It just doesn't have that unique flavor to it. Yeah, and I actually, when it first came out, I only thought it was 1 issue. I thought it was just 1, and then suddenly I heard that, yeah, there's 3 more, so I found them. And so they kind of wrapped up the story that was left on a cliffhanger. Get it, cliffhanger. From when Joe Mad stopped drawing it years ago. But it said in it that more's coming. Like, he wants to do more. which I like hearing. But yeah, after the 4 issues, that was it. Yeah, Roland, that's a even better analogy. I was into Fathom big time. That first initial, I think it's 8 issue, storyline that he did. And then he gets off of it and goes and starts up Soulfire and Ecos and all those other things. And he hands the art over to some other guys who were all okay, but they're just okay. It was not the same. Yeah, and it was even the same with Michael Turner when he left Witchblade. They had some okay artists. I think the first guy, after the 4 issues, that was it. It could describe so many stories. After Witchblade, I think they had this, I think it was Randy Green who come along. I'm like, I'm sorry, the guy was talented, but he was no Michael Turner. Like, it wasn't even close. I follow his art now, and it's good. I like it a lot, but it just... Once J. Scott Campbell was off Gen 13, that book was done. It's, I think that these companies just... Like, I know you can't keep an artist forever. And, I'm sure that they could do everything in their power to offer him all kinds of money. But when an artist gets to a certain level where he could just make money of his own, 100% of it. Hey, what's up, Todd? Yeah, I get why these artists want to take off and go do their own thing. McFarlane was making huge fat cash on Spider-Man. But money wasn't enough. And I get it. You'd take the money. I mean, at first I would. The creative freedom to do whatever I wanted and get all of the money, I mean, I get the appeal. Yeah, Roland, you're exactly right. Those green era issues of Witchblade. And then they had a bunch of artists come along, and I'm trying to remember. They had 2 different artists, because there was a lot. I collected Witchblade into like the 80s, maybe even the 90s. It actually went that long. But they had an artist come along, Michael Choi, and he started getting some heat. He was kind of interesting. And then they got that guy, that Jepan Sejic. I'm probably saying his name completely wrong, but he does like digital painting. He made the Witchblade a thing for a minute. And I really liked it. But... it just was never the same. I'm curious to check out the new Witchblade, but the art just looks just okay. Like, where's all the flashy, mind-blowing, rule-breaking, dangerous artists anymore? Where's the new crop of Liefelds and McFarlanes and Silvestris and Jim Lees? Yeah, Roll, you know who I'm talking about. That's probably, I'm sure that's how you pronounce his name. I've never actually heard anyone speak it out loud, so I'm always kind of guessing. I like what he could do. His digital painting was fantastic, and now he's off just doing like kink fetish bondage books and like whatever, you know. That's his thing. That was always his thing. I didn't know him at all before Witchblade. And so if that's his jam, then, you know, good for him. Again, it kind of feel like he kind of made his name. You know, you get out there and you do a popular book, and you gain a bigger audience, and then you can go off and make whatever the hell you want. Kind of like that Catwoman artist, Jim Blaylant. Is that his name? That does that, what is it, Tarot Witch of the Rose or something like that. Like, he's just been doing nothing but that thing for like decades at this point. And he's just doing nothing but big titty sex books, and I'm like, good for him. He's making his nut. You know, he's doing what he likes to do. So they're all living the dream where you just get to make your art the kind of the way that you want to, and you can live on it. That's the dream for me, my dudes. Yeah, I hated that outfit. I mean, all right, no, not hate. Hate's strong, but I think it's one of the weakest designs I think I've ever seen. I never cared for that. But it seemed to be popular at the time. I feel like the character-defining outfit is that, didn't Darwin Cook kind of create that one with the goggles, kind of the leathery outfit with the boots, if I'm remembering correctly? I actually haven't seen that, and I do have the Absolute. Is she in the first 6 issues? Because I've got the collection here, and I have only got through issue 1 so far. You don't think she's in? Okay. I know that I think there was mention of Selena, but I don't know that she's been in it. And so, yeah, maybe she's not in this part. Yeah, everyone, because, yeah, isn't this the kids, like Bruce Wayne, and then I'm guessing that has to be the Joker, right? That's probably Riddler, Catwoman. Oh, yeah, she's got the cat ears. Probably Harvey, and this is Croc. I mean, I guess it's an interesting take to have all these characters be friends as kids, and they all kind of went nutty. Yeah, I ironically have several things I need to read. I gotta finish this Absolute Batman. I've got some indie books sent to me I've got to get through. Anyway. I got Youngblood #2, the next issue, and I'd be putting it up right away if I wouldn't have just done a Liefeld book. Yes, like Transformers, yearbook, absolutely, that is on my 100% need to get done. I've got it in here right next to me in a group of books, but you're not wrong. Transformers is my big jam for sure. Might be winding down here. I took this thing about as far as I can. I'm not sure what to do with their lower, like what she's on, but then it occurred to me what I might do is I might put the title of the character, Spread Eagle, and have her like standing on it, and then I'll have the text across the top like her tagline. You know, it's, you know, shot from the heavens like a celestial ejaculate all over the bosom of evil. And then Spread Eagle. Coming soon. Mark, what's the tagline? I got you, dude. Yeah, she actually has talons for toes. She's got claws for fingers and talons, and then yeah, I'm gonna put Spread Eagle. I think the idea of shot from the heavens like a celestial ejaculate all over the bosom of heaven, or all over the bosom of evil. It's appropriately stupid to go into my Dick in a Jar book as an ad for a comic that will never be made. But the more I think about it, the more I kind of want to create like a 4-page preview of it and just leave it at that. Just do something ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, have any of you ever seen or heard of the Alan Moore Lost Girls series? Because I recorded a video for this thing, and of course they're not going to let me monetize it. And I think I'm going to try and offload these things. You know what, Mark? I actually think about that. In a way, this stuff it's kind of a, I don't know, what's the word? It's a kind of like a journal of the later years of my life. Even though it's often, you know, all the videos I made with the comics, and then the live streams, you know, it's people getting to hear my voice and hear my thoughts and opinions. Out on my live streams, we've talked about real life stuff, and I've gotten kind of personal on occasion. So in a way, it's yeah, see, that's kind of what I was thinking, Mark. I mean, it's not like I'm talking about my personal thoughts on my family and my children and all that stuff, but I am being just me, and then the conversations do just stay candid and sometimes get personal. So in a way, it's kind of a little bit of a, you know, a little time capsule of information that you know, people can always access as long as it stays up, you know, and then, you know, if I were to die in a car crash tomorrow or something like that, you know, people could go in and, like, my family could go and just download everything and have a pretty extensive, you know, log entries of Rob talking about nonsense. It's also a great vehicle for real-time brainstorming with tech-based raters. Yes, exactly. Roland, I'm getting. Forgive me. I'm sorry. Was it you who suggested that? When in doubt, just have them raid a tech base. Okay, yeah. I mean, I hope you don't mind, but I think I'm gonna 100% steal that. I keep coming up with different things, and I keep coming back to the term tech-based raiders. And I'm just like, I love it. It's appropriately 90s, you know. Todd, my influence. So many YouTube suggestions are now people talking shit about Liefeld. Well, he's put himself out there quite extensively with this book, so I'm sure there are conversations out there for everybody. But that guy. Like I was saying earlier, I did get Youngblood #2, and it's just more of just the most lazy, hacked out stuff I've ever seen, and I can't believe people are losing their minds over it. But I'd have a review up on it sooner than later, but I just did Snake Eyes issue 4, where I had a lot of fun with the editing on that one. Sometimes the editing I do is just like a streaming consciousness, like insight into the way my brain works, where as I'm re-listening to the conversation I was having about the book, and then the thought that pops into my head at that exact moment, wouldn't it be funny if, as I said that, there's this thing? And so it's just kind of like an insight into my own dumb brain. And then I got the Deadpool Core collection book. That thing's awful. I got Onslaught Reborn that he drew and Jeff Loeb wrote. And then I've got his second run on X-Force to do. So, you know, the more Liefeld just keeps making stuff, the more content is available for me, the more money comes my direction. Yeah, I think I'm going to be done here. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking that the way to go is to have her standing atop the logo. I'm even thinking of trying to do it by hand, but I can't think of anything that I'd hate more than frickin' Did I buy any of the Youngblood number? I wouldn't have the money to pay whatever. I haven't seen, but I'm sure what he's charging is unbelievably. Yeah, I don't have the money for that. YouTube recommended Rob like a week after I subscribed to Mitch. At first I thought it was just more videos of Mitch dumping on. Yeah, I'm just kind of like roughing it out just to see what it might look like. Tomorrow is a video interview with Mitch, by the way. It's a half-hour conversation. I threw a little editing together at the beginning, Let me show yous. I think I'll be able to show yous. Yeah, here we go. Back it up.
I have faith in you.
All right. Well, all right.
And then it just goes into the
Believe me, I haven't done one of these.
actual interview itself. So that is tomorrow morning. As far as I keep getting people telling us that they sometimes mistake us for being the same person. I'm like, we do the same thing, but I feel like we're pretty different. I don't think we sound alike, or I don't know. It's just kind of funny. Todd Witches now. You're right. All right. When I say tomorrow, it would, I mean later this morning. Yeah, I'm more than just a pair of floating hands. I actually do have a handsome face. Maybe not handsome, but handsome-ish enough that it's gotten me laid on more than one occasion, so somehow. And there's proof. I have 2 children, so it's happened at least twice. Spread eagle. But yeah, I'm more than just a pair of floating arms. Which one does, Todd? The Mitch's book? Why can I not remember? Oh yeah, I mean that is that is kind of what it's supposed to be like. Kind of like a 90s bad girl bullshit thing. Never really. I've had a couple people say that. It's really convenient at times. It's just a little miniature vibrator. Like, it could do double duty, honestly. And then you just pull this little guy out and just replace a little eraser bit inside there. And then it just fits in the top and a little button. That's it. Okay, well, I'm gonna go make sure my kids are crashed out and asleep, which I'm pretty sure they are, but I gotta go check on them, and I'm gonna be done for the evening.
Power on.
Thanks everybody. Todd, Roland, Mark, Daniel, if you're still there, whoever may be listening in. I am waiting. Oh, you know, Todd, I was actually thinking of that today. Not yet. But you did do that. You had me stumped there for half a second. Like, what the fuck did he? Oh, right. I gotta go digging through some thumb drives and see if and where they're at. Jesus Christ. You did. And I forgot. I'm a thief. I'll have to do some digging. All right, guys. I pulled a brigade. Oh, man. You just can't trust an artist. That's fair. That is fair. All right, guys. I'll catch you all next time. In fact, I might be doing, I have theoretical plans to do a live stream tomorrow night with Jessica. We should be getting together. I'm going to guess sometime around 4 or 5 Mountain Time. So I'll have to get with her and double check. But probably doing a live tomorrow with Jessica. So, all right. I'll catch you later, guys.